Let's write about a cool grandpa. I'm starting as usual. I chose a completely unsuitable color for the main silhouette spot. But it doesn't matter, first of all, because it's very runny. I mean, the paint is runny. And secondly, because it's a thin layer, this color won't get in my way now, for example. I can cover it up later. Well, as usual, I'm covering the main spots now. I'm not filling everything with one color now. I'm trying to be more precise from the start. Everything. A person looks more mature the rougher their facial features are, the larger their shapes are, and the easier it is to paint them. It's also important to have contrasting light. This particular portrait will be great for learning. I think it's really good for beginners because it's quite... In short, there are many points to focus on here. Because if you, for example, do a portrait of a girl with Lomkov, they have very delicate transitions and tonal relationships. But here, everything is quite, it's just really rough. Because of this, it's more understandable and more noticeable. My task now, as usual, is to do this in half an hour. From this sub. Well, thanks to this task, I get really great results because they turn out very lively. Well, it's because I set these time limits, I set restrictions. I don't waste time writing out things that won't really give much result or effect. That's why I really like this approach. In this regard, only the most important things. I have the paints. Mix them so they're a bit dirty. That is, on my palette I have all sorts of dirty shades. For example, I take orange and just mix in those dirty shades that are on the palette. If your palette is clean, just add the different blues, greens, browns, blacks, and then the palette. And then you'll use them to dirty up the colors you have. Now we have almost everything covered. Now let's finish covering the face. There's an underpainting, but the spots don't quite let me say it's done yet. I'm trying to cover the face darker than I want, darker than it seems to me. When we keep working, everything will be covered. It won't seem dark anymore, but when there's a white canvas, the face looks dark. Right now I'm trying to make it dark with a margin. And now you can just mix peach, white, yellow, and red. And fill everything with color. I take a bit more red, actually not just a bit, but pure red, and I add this red too. I haven't even thought about the proportions until now. I'm just starting to think about it a little. Because there are already spots, it becomes much clearer where everything is. You immediately think this should be moved here and that should go there. I mix it and it's so cold. Blue with white plus a little bit of our peach tones to get our gray hair color. It'll be a bit dark and fluctuating. The priority remains the dark areas. It's important to find and cover all these spots as much as possible. You seem to be doing it well, but you still need to add more dark areas. So don't be afraid of these dark areas. They're the foundation. Without the darks, everything looks dull and flat. Don't be afraid of these darks. So basically, from the top now, like a scanner, I start looking at the proportions. I've already marked the height of the hair. I can't go higher here, only lower. So I'm moving from top to bottom, checking the forehead. Overall, I like it. I don't have the goal to make it exactly like Dead, of course. I mean, there's no need for that. But of course, since I'm making a tutorial, I'll try to show you as much as possible exactly to show you how to find it. Because for many people, the question is exactly about understanding how to achieve similarity. Well, actually, there are no secrets there. You just need to keep refining, 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 train your eye, and gradually you'll get more and more accurate. An eye for proportion is something that, even if you've trained it at some point, is really cool. If you don't keep practicing it, use it, train it, then accordingly it will again deteriorate. It's like muscles. That is, if you train your muscles, they grow, work, develop. But if you stop training, stop exercising, then accordingly your muscles start to go away. Dissolve. As they say, it's the same here. Well, basically any skill works like that. So you really need to do it regularly. So I come up and the nose is a bit long. Like right now, I'll take a boy, I'll take a small brush. I'll draw some things. So there's more understanding of where everything is. So I generally like where the eyes are. Make them a bit smaller. I want to paint him, well, first of all, in a classical manner, but of course a bit more freely classical and a little bit in my own style. As for the colors, I'll still be adding all sorts of bright colors more noticeably, but still it will be closer to the classical style. And I want to paint it quite impasto with a lot of paint, with sharp brush strokes. Overall, I want to make it look appealing. 9 minutes have passed. By the way, that's roughly a third of our allotted time. Alright, let's decide on this. The nose seems pretty good, you know. Let's make the nose a bit closer here. Let's keep it like this. Now, let's focus on the lips. Here we hid, and the lower lip. Constantly when I change colors, and even when I don't, I always wipe the brush with a cloth, squeeze the brush against the cloth. To control the color, control the tone, basically it's all about control. It gets wiped off. With a rag. I can't decide yet which one to make. Which ones highlight the mustache? My photo has a very warm tone. Okay, 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 okay. These are the kind of mustaches we have. And a beard. Now we're going to pour in a lot of our gray, maybe with a little bit of orange. Something like that shade. More orange, like between the tails. In the middle, we have less of a beard. It goes off to both sides and is darker now. And here we'll add some beard. The colors are completely unclear, so you can't just say to mix them together. These are essentially shades of gray. Somewhere warmer, somewhere cooler. You already have to look. In fact, the beauty of oil is that you can experiment and try things out. If you're unsure about the color, just taste different options. And you'll realize, oh, this one is better, this one is worse, and accordingly, after drawing conclusions, you'll find the one that fits perfectly. I've often struggled to tell which color looks good. I try completely different, opposite colors, and with each attempt, I start to understand more and more like, okay, this one is good, this one isn't good, but it's better than that one, and so on. Alright, well, now I'll even do something like this. I get it. I don't like the white, but the warm one's probably okay. For now, I'm just laying down the main spots. And I take yellow, white, red, and we get our peach color. It will also be a little more yellow, and I want to find the light on the face. For now, I'll do it like this, roughly. On this side, there's almost none, so there it's more red, more orange, and here it's even more orange, even red like this. Well, uncle, we're slowly getting there. Look, from simple spots. I'm taking green now, or rather a blue jump, mixing it and adding a bit of our peach color, and we get this color, E. Now I'm adding it to different halftones, transitional areas, and look, it's starting to transform beautifully. Here I'm taking pure blue and burgundy. And yellow, some kind of blue-brown, I guess. I'm trying it out, seems pretty good. I'm adding more depth. Ahem ahem. Well, overall we have a certain image. Now we can go ahead and take a really bright, juicy red orange and add it in spots like these. Oh, I forgot about the ear. I haven't done the eyes yet. Well, for the eyes we can just take some gray and add it here. Add a little bit here. Let's add some here too, a little bit of light. Something a bit duller. Here, right here, here. There. Overall, we already have an uncle here, of course. We'll give him blue eyes. I think Nyes will suit him perfectly. Let's give him a black pupil. And let's add a highlight for him. There we have our guy. I think you can easily repeat this yourself.